Brad, I've got a song where I rip off one of his lyrics.
Jay Vick's Old Crow. It's pretty funny, isn't it? The Old Crow. Now, see, what I find interesting is that Jay's grandpa's name was Harl Croy. Croy is an archaic spelling or word that means crow, right?
People went back on that, and it was a guy who just changed his last name to Croy, who was actually wanted for murder and stuff, but he went to Texas and became a sheriff or some sort of law enforcement. I think he became a sheriff in a small town in Texas. The new ones and shit, right? Somehow become a professional bar fight. Sometimes it looks like I got something in my eye. The dreams seem I reached by a mile and a half. And I can tell by the looks you don't like a podcast. But I need someone to set me on fire. Wrap up my heart like a crazy wire. Something more than pure desire. Something better. Better last time. Once upon a time.
You know,
Are you
my
going now?
friends have always played music, and so I was like, man, I should play some music. And he's like, buy a guitar. So I did eventually.
He got a shitty guitar and he had to take it back like the next day. It was awful. He's like, check it out, Jay. Is this any good? And I was like, no.
Yeah,
And
but that wasn't the
But
first
then
guitar.
but then he got another one. He got another one, is the point. He got a shitty guitar.
Anyhow,
The first gig we played was at the bike show of a tattoo convention.
At the convention center over there.
6 months after I started
Next
playing
to-
bass,
Yeah,
I played her
you hadn't been
first
playing
show.
bass that long. That's good enough. Fuck it, we'll do it. Oh yeah, it's not on the sports page, it turns out. I don't know why. I'm looking for a CD review from a few months ago. Yeah, they bought their own paper. Well, I found this public domain pulp magazine cover, and I put it through this like rock poster filter. Did some little shit. I kept the red in there. I wanted a little bit of red. You can see a little bit of red in there. And there's a little spot here where there's a figure missing. When it got filtered and shit, there's just a little ghost of a person missing. I imagine that might be the Tennessee Kid. For This Is Tennessee Kid and Other Stories.
I don't know that the album cover's in there except online
I don't know.
because there was like another band. There were two bands in the album.
That's what I used to think. As I've gotten older, my memory's gotten worse. So I tend to write stuff down. If I got an idea, I'm like, oh, I gotta write that song. I gotta write that down so I remember it. But yeah, sometimes that shit doesn't get used and goes in the song graveyard. I might dig up, a line or something. There's a song that's taken me 20 years to get 2 verses on. Maybe 18 years. I don't know. Song's about old enough to die for its country. That's how old that thing is. Yeah. Songwriting's hard though, and you gotta write a lot of bad songs before you write a good one. And then you don't always know when you're writing a bad song. That's another thing. You think that's shit. But the opposite can be true. You can keep something that's shit. But if you like it, you don't know, right? Subjective. Louie Louie. I mean, what is there to that song? And that's classic. Dude, I don't even discuss that. I don't know why.
You sure you're gonna need a tent? You think we set one up at Winfield?
I'm gonna do that or get rained on. My sleeping bag, like all bluegrass musicians, I gotta have a sleeping bag in my computer. It's the only way I can be in touch with the outside world.
Jay's entered the age of the portable computer. Just the whole sentiment of doing it for the love of art and not for the,
Is that what it's about?
the huge profits that are to be made.
It's about not quitting. All right, let's do that. All right. There ain't no money in it, son. Guess it's the same with everyone. Well, but I ain't learned my medicine. Trying to sing through the recession. I might sell a CD tonight. Same price as chili cheese fries.
picking in the plains. Ain't got a draw, not strictly acclaimed. I don't know if music is the answer. I'll keep picking for my midnight dancers. It ain't all about the money, and I used to be lonely. There's a lot of bars in this town, and I can knock them all down. I did construction for a little while, busting knuckles and a fake smile. I could get back into retail, but I only got one foot to sell. I'll hit the road, I'll go picking in the plains. Ain't got a draw, not critically acclaimed. I don't know if music is the answer. I'll keep picking for my midnight dancer.
I mean, we kind of come off like a bunch of a goofy band, kind of a bunch of drunken fuck-ups, but you know, the reality is that a lot of Jay's songs are pretty intense.
That's
And
true.
we take them very seriously, and we work very hard on them, you know?
Most of them have a story behind them, you know, or a girl in some cases, but
2 girls, 3 girls,
you know,
2.5 girls.
but you wouldn't know it just to watch him during a show because he's always just, you know, cracking jokes and shit.
Yeah, you know.